First is the Percy Hall arrangement of the 12 Days of Christmas, which is a holiday favorite featuring every section of the band. The arrangement challenges the band to respond to rapidly changing musical textures and changes of meter. It also challenges the audience to try to remember what all the gifts were during the 12 Days of Christmas. You are welcome to sing along, if you dare. Without further ado, the Senior High Freshman Band and Director Jay Welenc. say modal tonalities. One more time, modal tonalities. You never know when you're going to need to be able to say that. We are riding in a one-horse open sleigh, but on the other side of the globe. With Ashland University student conductor Brad Lindboom, the freshman band takes you on a Russian sleigh ride. Several of our freshman band members for their efforts above and beyond the call, or I should say the notes of duty. The start of rehearsals last August revealed that the group was very much in need of adjustments to the balance of instrumentation. Over a dozen students volunteered to learn new instruments to complete the roster of instruments necessary for a concert band performance. And they're all performing on their newly chosen instruments tonight. We ask those students to please stand so that we can acknowledge their extraordinary effort. Carissa Lindsay. Megan Baldridge. Jeff Smith. Wesley Holen. Randy Hall. Brittany White. Eric Huff. Anthony Beal. Anthony Fagan. Jared Federici. Margaret Amadeo, Ryan Charles, and Amanda Thompson. I also promised my son Mark that I wouldn't embarrass him by announcing the fact that he's in the band too. I won't even tell you that he's playing trumpet, and I won't even try to point him out. I don't want to embarrass him, but I am proud of him. We close the first portion of the program with a novel medley of holiday favorites that is a collage of sounds of the season. The freshman band and conductor Jay Welenc will present An Instant Christmas Carol. Mansfield Senior Freshman Band. Presents the music of two band composers, two American band composers. The first composition, James Curnow's three-part Nathan Hale Trilogy, depicts the life and heroism of Revolutionary War patriot Nathan Hale. While fighting with the American forces, Hale was captured by British troops and hung as a spy at the tender age of 21. The last words uttered at his execution have lived on to inspire generations of Americans. I regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. The opening section, Intrada, depicts his acceptance of his lieutenant's commission and the fighting of the siege of Boston. The intermezzo depicts the monument that marks the place of his capture and his death. The final section commemorates the fighting qualities and the daring leadership of the Rangers, of which Hale was a member. The Senior High Concert Band dedicates the performance of this work to all American service veterans and those currently serving. And would those who are or have been American service veterans please stand at this time so that we can celebrate your service. Gratefully remember you during this holiday season. And now, the Senior High Concert Band and conductor Jay Welenc. second of our selections of American band composers is by one of the leading African-American composers of concert band music, Professor Quincy Hilliard. The multi-movement work, The Place Where the Reeds Were Destroyed, is based on the Mexican-Indian legend of Acapulco, which, by the way, is not what happens when you sing without instruments. Once occupied by the Nahos tribe, the region was named for the eldest son of the tribal chief, Acatol. This young warrior fell in love with a princess of a nearby tribe, Cuyoito. Say that for me, Acatol. Cuyoito. Acapulco. Let's go. However, the princess's father forbade their marriage. The young warrior wept so many tears that it melted his body into a pool of water from which grew tiny reeds. The god Quetzalcoatl punished Princess Cuyoito by making her a lonely cloud to travel in the sky forever. Everybody go, aww. When she finally happened upon the reeds of Acatol, she dissolved and fell like a water spout into the pool of water, destroying the reeds and uniting herself forever with Acatol. Everybody go, oh. The band will perform the first movement, The Warrior, and the final movement, Forever United. Now the Senior High Concert Band playing The Place Where the Reeds Were Destroyed. Closing the second portion of our program, the concert band will bring you a couple of our favorite North Pole residents. North Pole residents. Everybody say North Pole residents. You ought to be up here doing this. For all of the children who are out there, and for all who remember childhood, we present Rudolph and Frosty. final portion of the program features the Senior High Symphonic Band. They will begin with the work of an Ohio native composer, Steve Reineke. Mr. Reineke has numerous outstanding compositional and conducting credits, but he is best known for his work with the Cincinnati Pops Orchestra as principal arranger and composer. The opening selection, Sedona, takes its title from the name of a town in northern Arizona. It is broadly reminiscent of music depicting the wide open space of the American West. Without further ado, the Senior High Symphonic Orchestra performing Sedona. death of WMAN announcer Gene White. Gene was a strong supporter of the arts and a friend to the young people in the Mansfield area. His support of this band program was long-standing and unwavering. He brought a touch of class to many of our concert programs with his professional talents, and he was eager to promote our students' efforts on the air. He was genuinely interested in the students and their music, and he will be missed for a long time to come. As Mr. Welenc said at the beginning of the concert, he had been set to be the Master of Ceremonies at this event, as had been his custom for many years, and he delighted in doing that. The Symphonic Band dedicates their performance of the David Holsinger work on a hymn song of Phillip Bliss to the memory of Gene, to commemorate his work on behalf of our music program. The piece is based on the 1876 Phillip Bliss Horatio Spafford hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul," and presents the hymn tune in a symphonic setting. In tonight's program that you received in the inside back cover, there are 2 verses written to this tune. The first is the familiar first verse of Horatio Spafford's lyrics, in which he wrote on a ship to England. He was on a ship to England, having lost his fortune in the great Chicago fire. He had sent his wife and 4 daughters on a ship ahead of him. And while he was on this ship, he received news that his 4 daughters had all drowned when the ship they were on had come down. He penned this first verse, having experienced those great tragedies in his life. The second verse I penned in memory of and tribute to Gene. And I'd like you to join me, as you are comfortable, in singing these 2 verses as a tribute and in memory of Gene White. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well with my soul. He served our town with his heart and with his voice. His home was in our radio. As he left from this life, he was free to rejoice. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well with my soul. And now our tribute to Gene White on a hymn song of Phillip Bliss. The hard work of our music boosters has been and continues to be vital to the success of the music program. The directors want to acknowledge and thank the officers and chairpersons of our music boosters. They are Diana Woolley, Karen Ann Huff, Carol Ann Huff, Sandy Stride, Gail Kerr, and Kathy Smith, as well as all the other parents who have assisted with marching band and fundraising work. Thank you to all. Now, much of the behind-the-scenes work of the band program is done by the assistant directors and the music staff from the city schools. So our thanks go out to Doug Carter, Kristen Stiteler, Charles Bradley, and Jim Brand for their assistance with tonight's program. Now, the release this fall of the film, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, with actor Jim Carrey, adds to the continued popularity of the Dr. Seuss tale. Perhaps part of the charm of this unique Christmas story is that the redemption of the Grinch holds out hope for those of us who sometimes find it difficult to remember the message of the season. The Symphonic Band closes tonight's program with a medley of music from the animated film score to How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Tchaikovsky's well-known musical score for the ballet The Nutcracker Suite depicts the E.T.A. Hoffman tale of a young girl's dream about rescuing Whoville. No, I'm sorry. About the Nutcracker that she receives as a Christmas gift. The score later accompanied a very different visual treatment in the Disney animated film Fantasia. But the strong connection to the holiday season remains, making this 19th century work an enduring Christmas favorite. Jim Carrey is not in this one. The Symphonic Band continues this tradition with excerpts from the Nutcracker Suite. Okay, folks, repeat after me. The release of this fall of the film, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, with actor Jim Carrey, adds to the continued popularity of the Dr. Seuss tale. Perhaps the charm of this unique Christmas story is that redemption of Grinch holds out the hope for those who sometimes find it difficult to remember the message of the season. That's why they're the concert band. No. You did very well, Let's take just a moment to applaud all of the musicians at this point as we make the final statement for our last song. The Symphonic Band closes tonight's program with a medley of music from the animated film score to... Thank you.